Hi Pankhurst, and welcome to your second science lesson this week. So today is Wednesday, the 27th of January 2021. And your learning objective today is, can I record results from an investigation? So yesterday we looked at what an investigation is and its process. We then discussed what working scientifically means. Okay, you all started off your investigation sheets and completed your aim, prediction, and method. And we also, to get ready for today, we drew our table to record our results on. So this is what your plan should have looked like. So you should have had your aim, and then you should have written out your aim, yeah, which was to find out if all metals are magnetic. Then you would have done you should have written your prediction, yeah, and then you should have done the method, so what the variables are and what the variables are and which variables will change and will not change, and then you wrote out the method. Now, here are the process of your investigation plan. Can you put your thinking caps on and try and remember what these words mean? So the words we have here are aim, prediction, method, resources, variable, fair test, results, conclusion, and evaluation. So if you just pause the video now and talk to your teddy or your adult and tell them what you remember these words mean. Okay, fantastic. So an aim is what you are trying to find out. A prediction is what do you think will happen. A method is how you will carry out the investigation. Resources, so the equipment you will use. Variable and fair test are, variable is something that can be changed, so your object, which you will be changing, yeah, or you may not change. A fair test is something that stays the same and consistent to make sure that your investigation is fair. Results, so what did you observe or what did you see happen? The conclusion, what did you find out? And then the evaluation, was it a fair test? What went well or not so well? Okay, what could you investigate next? Okay, now let's go on to our next slide. So today you will be completing the second part of your investigation sheet. Okay, and this is what it would have looked like if I had given you the sheet, but we are writing it out in our papers and books, unless you are in school, and you would be writing it out like this. So yesterday, like I said before, Pankhurst, you should have drawn out the table. And if you haven't, it's okay, I'll give you a chance now. So today you will be filling in the results section. So what did you observe during the experiment? So you would record your results in here and probably just write a sentence. Then you will be doing your conclusion. So you'll be writing about what have you found out, and then the evaluation. So before we carry out the investigation, make sure you have something to record your results on. So in a second, if you can pause the video and get your plan out. So make sure you have your plan in front of you from yesterday, okay? And your plan should have had your table drawn on it already. And if you haven't drawn your table on, please draw your table now. Okay, so I have kindly carried out the investigation for you and recorded it. Now, what I would like you to do is watch the investigation taking place and observe what's happening. Okay, I am going to guide you through the investigation on how to fill in your results table. Okay, fantastic. Now, if you just carry on watching the video and it will go straight into the investigation. Okay. I will be carrying out an investigation to see whether Miss Gossage's hypothesis was correct. So Miss Gossage said that all metals are magnetic, but I thought, Actually, no, that's not correct. I don't think all metals are magnetic. So today what I will be doing is carrying that experiment out to see whether she was correct or not. So before I carry out that investigation, I just want to show you this table over here. You should have all drawn that out. Okay, so it should have been 5 lines, 6 lines long, 1 line for all the headings, and then 5 lines or 5 rows for the different materials that we'll be using. So the different materials that I will be using are down here. So I have for you, I have my magnets that I will be using. So this is the magnet I will be using to check whether my metals are magnetic or not. Then I have some coins here, which are copper. So the type of metal they are copper. Then I have some tools here. Yeah, so the type of metal they are I think it was steel. Then I have some I didn't have any paper clips, I only had staples, so it's the same thing. So I have some staples here. Then I have a can, and then I have some keys. And I also have my weighing scale to check that they are all the same weight. Okay, now, first of all, I am going to weigh my can because it is important for all of the it is important that all of these metals are the same size. In your lesson yesterday, you must have spoken about variable and fair test. So my variables are these my variables are the type of metal that I'm using. So I've changed the type of metal that I am using. Okay, but I have made my experiment fair by making sure that they all weigh the same and that I am using the same magnet for my experiment. So I am going to weigh my can, and my can is, let's check. So my can is 49 grams. Okay, now I'm going to weigh my staples, and my staples are a bit over. It says 53, now they are 49. Okay, now I am going to weigh my keys, and my keys are 49. Now I am going to weigh my tools, and my tools are 49. And I am going to weigh my coins. Okay, and my coins are a bit over. Now they are 49. So now that I've weighed all of my equipment, I'm going to move my weighing scale out of the way. So I have my coins, I have my staples, I have my keys, I have my tools, and I have my can. So what I want you to do is, on your record chart, which is there, I want you to write down the name of each object. So let's write down can. Okay, then let's write down coins, copper coins. So in brackets you can write copper. Then write down staples. Okay, then I want you to write down keys. Then I want you to write down tools. Okay, now I want you to write down the type of metal it is as well. So a can is aluminium. Okay, coins are copper, the keys are nickel. Yeah. The staples are steel, stainless steel, and the tools iron. Okay, so now those are your objects and the type of metal they are. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to show you, I am going to start the experiment by seeing which tools are magnetic or not. So on my chart, I have can first. So I have my can here, okay. I have my can and I have my magnet. Oh, look, my magnet has attracted to the can. It isn't a strong magnetic pull, but my can has. So on your chart, if you tick that the can is magnetic, you've recorded what the can does. Okay, now the next thing is coins. So I have the coins in my hand. Okay, I don't know if you can see. So I have my coins in my hand, and oh, my magnet's just picking up all sorts. So I have my coins in my hand. Oh wow, look, my magnet has picked up my coins. Oh wow, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to tick magnetic on the coins. The next thing is staples. So I am going to get my staples, which are all the same weight. Okay, and I am going to see if they are magnetic. Oh wow, look, all of the staples have stuck to where the magnetic field is on my magnet. Look, so the staples are magnetic as well. So if you tick magnetic, okay, now we're going to try the keys. Okay, so now I have my keys and I'm going to try and use the magnet on my keys. Look, the magnet, the keys aren't sticking to my magnet at all. Look, there's no force, they're not sticking. Can you see? So the keys are not magnetic. However, these are my keys which are made out of the metal called nickel, okay? But if I had my keys over here that are made out of stainless steel, let's see if they're magnetic. Fantastic. But I'm not going to use these keys because I've used these keys. So the keys really depend on what kind of key you are using to see if they are magnetic or not. So these keys that I've got in my hand are not magnetic at all. Okay, now tools. I'm going to show you some tools. So I've got my tools here, yeah, an Allen key and a little spanner looking thing, and I am going to check if my magnet attracts it. Oh, fantastic. It has. Yeah, can you see? However, my tools here are not made out of iron. They're made out of stainless steel. Okay, so now look, my magnet has attracted to these, but when I pick up my Allen key, it's attracted to it just on the end. Okay, and the force on my Allen key is a lot more stronger than the force on this spanner. Okay, great. So now the magnet, the tools are magnetic. So you should have recorded on your chart while I was doing the experiment. I hope you enjoyed this magnetic experiment year 3, and I look forward to seeing your work on tapestry, and I'm sure your teachers will look forward to seeing your work on tapestry. Goodbye. Now, well done for watching my investigation video and using my investigation to fill in your results table. So your task today is to fill in the second part of your investigation plan. I will show you how I want you to draw the results table, but you've already done it. Okay, now so this was the first part of your sheet which should have got completed yesterday, which should have been completed yesterday, and you should have completed your results by now. Okay, you should have recorded your results, and your results were I'm just going to fill it in for you. So your results were you had, just bear with me a second. Okay, so your results should have been the can, it was magnetic. Okay, and you should do a tick. I'm just writing M because I don't have a tick. I can't do a tick. Then your next one was coins, and they were magnetic. Okay, this is what your results table should have looked like. And then staples, they were sorry, your staples were magnetic. Okay, the keys were not magnetic, but I also showed you that some of my keys were, but some of my keys weren't. It just depended on what type of metal was used for my keys. Okay, were used for my keys. Okay, then you have your tools. Okay, and they were magnetic. Now this is what your result table should have looked like. What I'm going to do now is what I'm going to do now is so I'm going to write down a little sentence underneath my results. Okay, I'm going to write, from my table I can see that from my table I can see during the investigation I was observing which metals were magnetic and which metals were not. Okay, then you can write down a can is, from looking at my chart, actually a can is magnetic, and the keys were not. Yeah, now what I'm going to do is write down my conclusion. Okay, remember you need to write down the word conclusion, and then you must underline it using a ruler, because it is a heading. Okay, so you need to use your ruler to underline. Fantastic. Now, a conclusion is what you saw happen. Okay, what did you find out? Okay, so now what I'd like you to do is have a look at your results table and just think about what you noticed. Were all metals magnetic, or were some metals magnetic? Okay, have a good think. Have a good think. So we're going to start writing it together, but I want you to finish off the sentence, okay? From my investigation, I found out that not all metals are so magnetic, okay? So you will write down magnetic. From my results table, I can see that the metal which was not the metal that didn't attract to my magnet was the, remember I said keys, remember I said keys were this type of metal, okay? From my results table, I can see that the metal that didn't attract to my magnet was the okay, which meant the keys repelled. Okay, now your evaluation. So again, it's a subheading. So you're going to write evaluation and then you're going to underline it. Okay, so now evaluation is where you will discuss whether the investigation was fair and what you would investigate next. So if you can just put your thinking caps on, I would like you to think about whether the investigation was fair or not and why. Okay, just put your thinking caps on for a second. So I think that the investigation was fair, was a fair test because, and can you write down why? And remember, think about what I kept the same. So how was it a fair test? It was a fair test because my metals were the same size and my magnet was the same. Okay, so if you can complete that sentence for me. So I think that the investigation was a fair test because. So next, I will need to investigate. What do you think you will need to investigate next to learn more about metals? It could be to learn about magnets. It could be basically trying to investigate the strength of magnets to see how strong they are, or it could be basically to see which other materials magnets attract or repel from. Okay, fantastic. So well done, Pankhurst, for completing your investigation plan. Now I'm really looking forward to seeing your entire plan on tapestry. So do not forget to upload it, and I will see you in your next lesson. Bye.